Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host and Pearl Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda. Off it to a 1v1 on Twin Beaches. In the south, we have UmirinBrah fighting here for the United States here, though. American Democracy here with the 3rd Infantry Division, straight into Armoured with, of course, fast deploy and veteran crews. Straight into that, of course, with the barracks. That's like me a fast jeep here of Umirin as he moves ahead here with the 2nd Rifle Company. North stands Delirious, fighting for the Deutsches Afrika Corps here with the 16th Panzer, supported by the 10th Bersaglieri Regimento. And straight off here with the Bersaglieri here to perform mainline infantry duties here in this sector of the front line as he attacks into the 3rd Infantry Division. So Bersaglieri Panzer Pioneer start versus the Scout Jeep here from Umirin, allowing for fast capturing here of the map, since both units here have fairly fast capture speeds, and of course in the case of the Jeep it is also very mobile. Following up with infantry here for Umirin, as always a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued and generous support which help make the Propagandacast possible. So big thanks to all those who keep supporting me on a monthly basis, and a big thanks to all those people who keep commenting and liking my videos. That helps out immensely as well, and then just getting the video out to as many people as possible. So, Rifleman out here for Umirin. In the south, the Bersaglieri are grabbing points there. The Bersaglieri are basically sort of in the elite Italian infantry unit there in the Italian army. The sort of close equivalent would have been the Panzergrenadier there, if you were to compare it to the German army, though initially they're actually raised as sharpshooters, of course. That was many years before World War II, and of course things developed from there on. We got a 2nd Bersaglieri squad out here for Delirious. So yeah, little fun element there about the Bersaglieri. Jeep moving about here, got the carve point here, 2nd Rifle squad there for Umirin. More fun here, he's got the Jeep catching here, the Bersaglieri. Quickly being forced into heavy cover here, so the Jeep is raking away with its 30 caliber there. Bersaglieri popping into heavy cover, Panzer Pioneer moving in. Umirin is making a hard drive here on the cutoff point, Rifle moving in. Bersaglieri around from the south here to assist up here though. Bersaglieri are being heavily damaged here. As the drive continues, the Jeep moving in, getting flanked here by the Bersaglieri. Kakan Rifles are slamming to the side armor there. Rifle from there, low on health, but high on conviction. And there you go, ultimate force away here as Delirious managed to run and forced away here with sheer and unrelenting numbers. Jeep there, slightly backing off here. Bersaglieri there, low on health in several cases. In fact, one guy is about to drop dead at the next American sneeze here. Of course, if you had access to like 250 half, you could actually pull them back, get them healed up faster. I would actually kind of recommend that, honestly. Keep pulling southwards here to grab the southern field point. Note, of course, if folks on the north side here, is it's much harder to just cut off there. Like to Schützen Panzerwagen here for the 16th Panzer Division supporting here in the south. The Bersaglieri running straight to the Jeep here. A few shots into the rear armor there, actually doing some damage to the Jeep. But the Jeep does quickly turn around to open the Bersaglieri. And I imagine here someone's going to fall over here soon. Health is incredible on several members of this squad. Meanwhile, one guy's like in a pretty good condition compared to everyone else. I don't want to see what you're complaining about. Shut up, Giuseppe. They haven't shot you at all. 250 million gun here for Umirin's Jeep. Rushing in there. He wants that Jeep burning. Not you can fault him. Bersaglieri rushing forward again. They're so low on health though. Really pushing his luck here. And I really feel he should be putting them back here for some healing. At least get the half to go to heal them first before committing further here. Like, he could save so much manpower with this if he were to do that. But that's just me. Going for the Carpenter, very sneaky up north here. 2 other Bersaglieri squads being committed to an assault on the hill here. But Umirin now, having been drawn to the south, is less defendable. Yeah, the Bersaglieri need to withdraw here. Like, now it's like 2 who are about to just drop dead here. He just ends up retreating. Thumbs up. Pulling hopefully the half to towards the base we can heal up here. Up north though, now the main center finding here. Bersaglieri advancing the Rifle squad there. Panzer Pioneer managed to secure the cutoff point there, denying Umirin access on the field point. And the Bersaglieri are rushing ahead here, assailing the Rifleman up close here. Diving ahead here. Note, of course, these guys are wearing pith helmets for the desert, though they would also wear the big feather there on regular helmets. Fun fact. Pulling back the 250 here, and in fact, the modern Bersaglieri still have those massive feathers in their hats, so I don't think they use them in combat. I could be wrong though. South side here, Panzer Pioneer actually managed to lay down a mine, blowing off one of Umirin's men's feet there. Panzer Pioneer withdrawing here, but certainly quite hectic in the early game. We've got the info support sent out of Umirin. So far, very standard US armored build at the moment. He's also snug up close here to Umirin's base with these scouts. Bersaglieri being committed, they couldn't get fully healed up here. Note he has gone for the bolster here. So that way get up to 6th man. That, of course, is very good there for him. But yeah, got that disrupted. Of course, still to get the half to go to heal them up further. But no sign of that. We got the light support company. Could go for the ambulance here. He could also sneak out some assault gun deers. I do like this personally. And in the east here, Yomirin keeps up the aggressive drive, going straight for the fuel point there. Even as he's now also heading for the northern fuel point by the hill. A lot of action, a lot of rapid moves here. And again, really doing an immense work there, hitting all of Delirious fuel points, looking to slow down his economy as much as possible, which of course is great for Yomirin, but it's only going to be a massive headache here for Delirious. Back here, half-track repaired. MD-34 almost done here for Delirious, and he's going straight here for the fire support elements. Might be a flak feeling here. And there you go, Bezier being caught by the captain, low on health. Probably best to just withdraw them. And there you go, we do get the ambulance here for Delirious. Looks like he cancelled the fire support elements. Maybe it was a misclick. All the way, I think that makes sense. Up here, Bezier routed again. Already low on health here. There was not really much he could do as soon as the Americans spotted them. Keep rushing in here. Pounding up that sand on the beaches. Pounding down, I guess. Meanwhile, half-check with machine gun here moving in. We've got Route Squad, they're hiding around the fences. No grenades here for Yomirin. Others think he would have popped that as a little parting gift. Instead, his men are taking a lot of damage here up north. The advance of the 3rd Infantry Division continues here to slow down the 16th Panzer Division. There go, Greyhound rush here against Delirious here. Blindsiding here. Delirious was definitely not expecting a fast Greyhound here. But of course, makes sense from Yomirin's perspective because he went for fast fast. Then Delirious could technically just hit him with a fast Achtrad, at which point Yomirin would be in a really bad place. But the Greyhound can both pressure the infantry, but also help deal with a fast Achtrad. So that makes the situation here for Delirious just a bit more complicated. He's going to have to go for those Panzerjägers here soon to that way counter the Greyhound. And meanwhile, as all this is happening, Yomirin just keeps pushing for more and more map control here and is hitting those field points. The scouts just rounding up all the southern points of the beaches here. 3rd Infantry Division is absolutely all over the place here, and Delirious is currently just playing catch up.
My crew are ready. You have orders?
There you go, massive push of the Bersaglieri now bolts towards the southern beaches. He needs to get that fuel point rendered or defended, but no. Still render neutral here. The scouts, of course, are hightailing him, but not before Joe there drops down like a pair of socks. And almost got the other scouts here, but no. Decide to move on to other places. Greyhound's going to be committed to the southern push. Bersaglieri occupying some prime real estate, only for that to come under fire here from the Greyhound as it keeps blasting away there. And there you go. Panzerjägers out here for Delirious. And the 16th Panzer Division there. Got the fuel point back here, but Delirious is just playing in a very aggressive game here, which again is easily afforded thanks to Armoured Battle Group. Up north, MD-34 was the captain. Panzer Peony being sent in to flank that. Captain could be out of trouble, but Delirious, of course, is looking to swing the game back in his favour. He's advancing across a pretty broad frontier. Greyhound moving up, Jeep supporting here. Panzerjägers are nearby. There you go, gonna flank that Greyhound. With a few shots there from that Panzerbüchse. There you go, one shot there for the frontal armor. Meanwhile, Yomirin here has gone for the M24 Chaffee light tank here. Looking to apply more pressure here to Delirious, possibly expecting that if he doesn't, his opponent could swarm him with Italian armor, and of course at which point Yomirin could fall behind here. So, but it is nonetheless a bit of an interesting deviation here, but again I think does highlight a bit the different dangers from the Deutsches Afrika compared to the Wehrmacht. Panzerjägers pushing forwards here. For now though, there's not much use here for the Chaffee, though of course that can quickly change. I mean, it still does a bit versus the infantry, but in game, at least, that's not quite where it's meant to, like, you know, hit. Pushing south, both Greyhound and Chaffee here. Catch the Bersaglieri here, but the fuel point almost had it there. But UmirinBrah is having none of that. Those Chaffee hits his own Greyhound. Hey, watch where you're shooting. Well, what about you watch where you're driving, man? Panzerjägers moving about here, up north. We got the flak feeling again here. We got the fire support elements. Well, not flak feeling, the fire support elements. We'll have to see, of course, if he will go for the flak feeling. But I think the Chaffee and the Granite at the same time makes that less likely. And I think with that, he's probably just going to go for Pack 38. And then probably push, yeah, for the Panzer Kommando here. Or Panzer Armee Kommando. And get, you know, the Panzers going. North here, fresh assault here as Yomirin commits most of infantry. Backed up with the GP. To an assault here to flash out the northern position of the 16th Panzer Division, 5th Panzer Grenadier Company. Rifleman flanking about here. Over to Umirin. Does he have grenades? No, but he's got those BARs. But Delirious has an MG34 halting the flank here. And forcing the entire right here for Delirious. And straight into the mine here. Doesn't suffer too much damage to that. Meanwhile, Besieri Panzer has been pushed northwards. Umirin there committing his chaffage to the northern side here. He wants to end that 250 half-track, I imagine. And ultimately, he collapses here. Delirious' northern positions in the south. Coh3 being hit again. Excellent play there in the south. Besieri spotting the scouts, force them to withdraw. In the background, Basil's about. I'm going to move into his little favorite box he likes to sleep in at the moment. Okay, he's going for the left-hand side. Got the M31 recovery vehicle, likely meaning he's rushing for the war machine. Interesting pick here. Interesting pick. Likely indicates maybe he's going to commit more to this and just go for a lot of chaffies, because versus Panzer IIIs, the chaffies are, of course, excellent light tanks. Which, of course, is a bit awkward for the DAK, but that's another one. There you go. Got the GP of the Pak 38, the Panzerabwehrkanone 38. One of the primary anti-tank the Germans would have used in North Africa alongside the Pak 36R, which was based as a Soviet anti-tank gun, converted to using German ammunition. Fun fact. It was also fairly effective, just not quite as good as the Pak 40. But close. North here, nothing further for Delirious. More BARs up there for Umirin's men, as again another assault on the hill happens. More rifling pushed in, and Delirious is forced to vacate it in the face of the American barred-up assault. Panzerjägers there find themselves met with a lot of hostile Americans. Will have to abandon the position by the truck before they get absolutely wrecked. We actually got a second Pak 30 out here for Delirious, and indicating the threat here of the Chaffee, the Greyhound, and what else here that Umirin might decide to chuck at him.
Improved vehicle production is in.
And there you go, Panzerarmee Commandos. So also think these two packs would help push for those Panzer IIIs as fast as possible. So right now, Umirin, of course, advancing up here. He's got plenty of munitions floating about on top of those bars. So, of course, one thing he could consider would actually go for the demolitions package and start laying down anti-tank mines. He probably won't, but he could consider it. That could make it much harder here for Delirious to actually stage a comeback against them. Other way, Panzerarmee Commando ready. Besieri being healed, reinforced. Probably close to those Breda Modello 30 light machine guns. 3rd Infantry remains in a good amount of control of the field here so far. So light tanks down. We do get the war machine, which will then, of course, make the Chaffies even cheaper if he needs to go for a lot of them. 225 manpower, that is pretty cheap. And of course the M8 210. There we go, another Chaffee on the way there. Jeep comes down to 180 manpower, though I don't think anyone's going to go for like Jeeps because of that. There you go, Chaffee racing into the Besieri, of course lacking snares, can't hold it, but there you go, we got the Panzerjägers there opening up here on it. 250 half track down. M24 Chaffee there, taking several hits here. Down to 1/3 health total in the center there. Another major engagement breaking out here. As lone Besieri squad is routed in the south, though the assault is clearly the main one here from Delirious and Deutschland and Italy. Rushing 40 up north here. Oh, Umirin is looking to exploit here the southern thrust to attack up through the center here and flank around, until being called in by the captain's brother to further undermine Delirious' positions. His men are being forced back in the face of such unrelenting and murderous fun. In fact, the Panzer Pioneer almost get wiped out, but only thanks to timely intervention from the machine gun suppressing Mercenary Mine's men does he avoid it. Greyhound rushing in, almost got the Panzer Pioneer. Mine goes off on the Greyhound. Can Delirious knock out here the Panzerjägers or the Pak 38s? He's pushing in there. Still being pinned down, but the Panzerjägers taking too much damage, and this means that the Greyhound is able to escape. In fact, he loses the Panzerjägers. A significant blow here to him. Like, at least being able to take out the Greyhound. Ooh, never mind, he takes out a rifle squad here, and they can't, I think, get close enough to grab the machine guns. This could actually become pretty nice there for Delirious. That's actually suddenly good for him. Quite the rough engagement there, though. In the south, Besieri rushing forwards. Pak 38's falling back here towards the center. Up at base, no sign of the Panzer III, and we got Umirin with a 3rd M24 Chaffee clearly expecting Panther Threes to come anytime now. I mean, he's seen the Pack 38. He knows fire support elements has been chosen. And yeah, these have been upgraded with additional Braiders, so they can't pick up another one. But the Panzer Pioneer can pick up the BR. Hey, look, it says, Otto, it's an American BAR. Yeah, just don't shoot your face off, is it?
The enemy is stealing our munitions.
North here, reinforced off, so quite the light armor pool here for your UmirinBrah, triple Chaffies, and a Greyhound. Definitely not to be taken lightly. Over to Delirious. Going for the first Panther 3, we got the Breda Modella 30. Of course, already as mentioned. Panzer Company this one getting ready, grabbing the Sun Point with the scouts. Delirious has somewhat stabilized. Of course, his Panther 3 will struggle in the face of countless M24 Chaffee light tanks. Southeast scouts routed. There's a small tank platoon there moving forwards here for your UmirinBrah. Center Grand advancing up here. Pack foes covering there. And Ralph's moving into the machine gun south here. Rifle closing in the Bessieri here. Quick grenade here could make great impact here on your Umirin. Panther 3 has arrived. In the south, the Chaff is advancing, blasting nearby buildings here. Going for the machine gun Panther 3 there. It's going to need Pack 38 support. Setting up there. Shooting into one of the Chaffees. Very good here. Panther 3 takes a lot of damage here from the 75 guns of the Chaffee. Panther 3, they're dodging a shot here. Other Pack 30s being repositioned here. Your mines, Chaffee, scatter. In response, we got the English flank in into mine though, which further scatters them, just in a slightly different manner. Greyhound there getting a shot off on the Panther 3, but failed to penetrate. Machine gun being caught by the Chaffies. Could take out the Greyhound there, penetrating hit on the side armor there. Very lucky for your Umirin. Shot bounced off the rear though. Chaffies withdrawing now from the engagement as the Panther 3 of course goes to the ground. He actually got one up in the base, going for the ambulance. Pack 38 turned around, he got the ambulance. No mercy here for your Umirin. And the Chaff is going to make an escape that may actually be caught here by the Panther 3. Whoever gets off the first shot in that engagement could possibly win it. Quite hectic stuff. And as all this is happening, he's got his captain on the southern field point there, depriving him. And he's actually, I think he was trying to take an escape route here. Instead, as your mind does the same, they both end up in the same area. I'm not entirely sure if this is intentional or accidental, but yeah, because the Infantry, the Chaffee was pointing away, they're allowing the Panther 3 to get a few first shots in here. Bring that old saying there that whoever spots the other one first in a tank fight usually wins. The great killer here for Delirious. Removes one thorn in his side. He can actually go for another Panther 3 now. He could also start churning out, you know, M1340s. Doubt he will, but he could do that. Meanwhile, the other chap's in pursuit. He needs to get that Panther 3 to safety. Pack 38 setting up here.
Enemy forces have claimed our sector.
Fight is definitely quite hectic and quite fluid. Noting that neither player is really getting caught up in tunnel vision, which is really nice to see. 2 thumbs up to that. Chaps up north here raiding in there. But deciding that perhaps, you know, they forgot to bring the swimwear and just disengage.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point.
Meanwhile, a Greyhound there's probing about here looking for some nice targets. There you go, got the Summerventers, got the strafing runs, so no M1340C. It's not like calling in a Summerventer back up to Panther 3s, but I imagine his goal is just to go for more Panther 3s here to face off against Umirin, which honestly makes a lot of sense. So that's the second Panther 3 ready here. Delirious slowly building up here, a small Panther 3 platoon here, in the face of Umirin and his Chaffies. Yeah, by the looks of it, he's probably not going to call in anymore. I might be pulling for EC8s now. South here, captaining forwards, Panther 3 southwards.
We're losing grasp of a munitions point.
South here, point being grabbed. Still good fuel control here for him right against Delirious. But again, he's slightly losing traction now. And in fact, to make things a bit more awkward here for Delirious, Umirin, Delirious can soon go for a third Panther 3. And once you got 3 of those going, things get a lot tougher here for Umirin. Grenades in the Bessieri up north. There you go, Panther getting the El Capitan there in the south victory point he's claimed. Chaffies with ground support. Oh, he's actually built a new Chaffee there. Interesting. I was actually not expecting that, but clearly Wait. He's going for another chaffee. He's churning them out. He's relying on the power of the United States industry here to just churn out as many chaffee light tanks here. A bold strategy there. And again, versus Panther-Thieves can be surprisingly effective if you don't send them in pell-mell on their own. There you go, quickly withdrawing the Panther in the face of the chaffee. Meanwhile, Southern Chaffee Platoon advance there. Ball Platoon advances here on the southern Bessie area by the beach fuel point. Opening up with the machine guns. Sort of lightly. There you go, ripping into the Bessie area there. And with that many cracks from machine guns firing the Bessie area, they do actually do a fair amount of damage. Meanwhile, Panther-Thieves and Pack 30 Sport being committed here to a southern counterattack here to force off the American light tanks over to UmirinBrah. He's got Search and Destroy, which with that many chaffs in the ground could actually allow him to maybe destroy Delirious in a one fell swoop. There you go. Pack 38 spots the Chaffee's first one's getting caught up in a bad spot here. Yeah, this is looking pretty bad here for him. Chaffee down, and we got a strafing run against the other Chaffee here. He does dodge it, unsurprisingly. But it does mean the other Chaffee's now isolated for the Panther-Thieves, and down goes. Quite the blow to your mind. That is 2 Chaffees down. Repeat, 2 Chaffees down. Other Chaffee northwards, further north here, Panther-Thieves advancing. And now in response to like this many Chaffee losses, he's committing to double anti-tank trying to withstand the German armored forces. And meanwhile, up north, the Delirious half-tank Panther platoon is advancing here. Delirious' Umirin's Chafees are struggling here. Didn't pop Search and Destroy. Still, like, he's got plenty of munitions for it, so he could, like, I think, get away with just spamming it, honestly. But for the reasons he hasn't considered it. And Delirious is out of the way. They're exploiting this to rapidly advance now. Now that Umirin shows a frontline has been broken, Delirious just rapidly moves across here and tries to establish a frontline as fast as possible here, that he's as close to Umirin's base as possible, and that way you can just cap out all the territories afterwards. Bold and aggressive, but that's kind of what you need here. Routes being caught by the Panther-Thieves. Been forced away here. The SEA ripping into the GIs in the south here. Bessie versus the captain. Shots fired here with the Greyhound. Now the anti-tank on here for Umirin.
We have anti-tank crews reporting in.
AT gun reporting in.
Fix up the Chafees.
Check the line.
Now the anti-tank gun, he's going hard in those anti-tanks to meet Delirious's armored fist here. Probably just going to hold out for those EC8s. We'll have to see, of course, how Delirious responds to this. More Panther-Thieves. Maybe still out for Stooks, Tigers. Quite a few opportunities to take here. Americans counterattacking to the south here. Panther-Thieves need to repair. Grabbing northern points. It's a bit of quiet here between both sides. Victory points wise, though. Umirin does have a nice lead here over Delirious. Machining gewehr holding up here on the wreckage with burning Chaffee. Pack 30 as well there. Wait, is that a candy bar inside wreckage? Don't touch it, Otto! You'll get cancer or something from eating that. Or because of all the diesel fumes. No, because of what the Americans put in them before the burning wreckage further contaminated, you Dummkopf. There you go. Umirin with another salty rubber corp. The enemy for Pack 38 slams into the Chaffee's frontal armor. Forcing the light tank to withdraw here in the face of the German hardpoint here in the south. Scouts discover a mine just not on the way they intended to and blow up. And there you go, flanking the Panther in the ground here. Nice flank here, exploring the terrain well here versus Umirin. The Panther will have to withdraw, almost knocked out, and we get a chat. Grenade off as well here. Engine blown out here, but Umirin does not pursue the Pack 38s here. By the pier there, remain a problem there for his Chaffee. Instead, it's going to head southwards, catching the ice of the Panther there. Bit of a slip by Delirious, but again, Umirin doesn't quite exploit this. He doesn't use Seek and Destroy, which is a really strong ability, honestly, like, you know, tank swarms of any kind. So I would say this is a bit of an oversight there, be reminded, especially with how much munitions he had. There you go, another Chaffee down. Another blow here to the 3rd Infantry Division, burning through all of its light tanks now. Meanwhile, Delirious is just able to stay to build up here. There you go, Panther-Thieves holding back here. The engine is ablaze. Bit of quiet here. self-repairs up. There's, of course, like a bit more health thanks to that. Now I can go for the EC8. And Delirious and Deutschland, who's going for another ambulance, finally to replace the one, of course, the Americans massacred in their great drive towards removing all ambulances from the face of the earth. If we can't afford them, no one will afford an ambulance. Bob, you need to cool down. No, not until every last ambulance is burning.
As requested.
So there you go, ambulance out here for Delirious.
Gun ready.
Panzerkampfire there being repaired. Steadily work here and there. Machine gun still holding up behind that wreckage with the Chaffee. So a bit of quiet here. Delirious clearly building up for the next big surge here. Umirin, of course, as well. No sign yet of anything further. Delirious, no say Armoured reserves. I mean, at this point, it does feel like he's kind of within a spot where he probably could go for it. I'd say maybe, rush out some Stugs if he needs to. Go for a Panther 4. Or even, get away with it all out for the Tiger tank. We'll have to see, of course, what exactly Delirious' plan here is. But he's definitely, I think, managed to get that rough spot here in the early game versus the USF. Which is typically like a lot of DAK matchups is where, a lot of the troubles typically lie. It's that early game. So once he's past that, he's got the Panther 3s there. Delirious' position is now looking much stronger. Particularly after destroying all these M24 Chaffies after... Again, your mind just wasn't able to, use Seek and Destroy to, make for a really good push here. You might also want to, of course, consider some mortars to provide smoke screens to support those Chaffee assaults. But there you go, Panther got down to tank on wall here as your mind, of course, just to the extent Cobb is his opponent there. Almost taking out the Panther 3 there, close call.
Commandant, we have surplus command points that evade allocation.
Close call there, though, for the Panther 3, almost got it. Chaffee breaking out there from the anti-tank on Felix ranks there. And there we go. Sherman here out here for Umirin. Assault Units running along for the right, of course. And the far south, we've got some pretty aggressive flanking Bessieri there. Looks like he's going to try and get behind the anti-tanks. That's actually a really nice flanking, but Delirious, 2 thumbs up. Catch Umirin there in a bit of a top spot. Excellent work. Meanwhile, we got the EC moving forwards here. Got the 30 cal there being added on top. But I think there's a 50 cal actually, yeah. So what is his plan here? We're not seeing additional tanks. We're not seeing armoured reserves. Not seeing, say, a Stukas of Fuss. Or Flak 36. North Engineer spotted here as your miners lining up more armoured forces for, again, seemingly slow drive through the centre. In the south, there's skirmishing happening. Assault News force about the Panzer Pioniere. As Delirious is now committing more of his forces to, anticipate the main thrust here from your mind for the centre. Anti-tank guns, machine guns, infantry all being brought up here, in anticipation of that main push here from Umirin. Okay, there we go. Armoured reserves on the way here. I mean, he's almost a full pop cap anyway, so this is probably one of the best times you can go for armoured reserves when you're not really going to be building any stuff anyways. You got a sizable enough force just hold out, so smart play there I think by Delirious. We'll of course have to see what he goes for. I mean, if forced to it, he could probably just quickly call in the Stugs if he suddenly suffers a lot of losses and he's swing back hard, but otherwise he could probably get away there just holding out for the Tiger. Final Chaffee down here, straight from going in here. A few shots going through the engine block of the Chaff of the Sherman EC8 here. Pack 38 still bombarding as well here, forcing him around to withdraw his tank here. In the center, artillery firing the machine gun, forcing him back in the south here. Lone Bessier squad there is running down the sandy beach, sits for the southern victory point here. As in the north, more infantry races up the hill, ready to take it back from the Germans. Back here, not much else there. In the south here, they sort of use with rifles or scouts. I don't know if I would withdraw from there actually. That looked a bit strange. But now we got the Panther 3s moving up. One Vetri 2 there, thumbs up. Armoured reserves at the ready. Again, the main issue right now for them is actually just population for most of them. Fuel-wise and manpower-wise is a bit of a bigger issue with the Tiger tank. Plus, of course, the population. So we'll have to see what he does. As for your Umirin, he's going to need to build up more pressure. Now he's start delivering some heavy hits in Delirious.
250 points remaining.
Needs to deliver something that hits harder and hurts harder here on Delirious soon before that Tiger tank hits. In this case, he's probably going to try and wait out for more EC8s before making those moves and then rely on the anti-tank guns so you hold off Delirious from any, Panther 3 blitzkriegs until then. Because of those Panther 3, if they've swarmed that EC8 there, they could quickly take it out, in particular with the rapid fire ability in a good position.
You have available command points.
Interesting enough, he hasn't like picked any of these two abilities. Not that it's particularly critical, but you know, it's worth pointing out. The SEA leading stand by the Sherman and his high explosive agility. And we're back to UmirinBrah. White phosphor selected. Unsurprising, the south here, the Panther 3 still moving forward, but again we got that anti-tank gun front here, forcing back the Panzer 3s and halting up here Delirious from like swinging through the south and up behind Umirin's front line here, forestalling a potential collapse there. Of course, he's going to need like some infantry assaults to like go ahead here in the south against the tank guns who want to like make breakthroughs possible there. That said, with only a single rifle squad to cover that, that's theoretically possible. Of course, whether or not Delirious wants to do that is another matter. He'd have to like, you know, denude the entire northern front to like have enough infantry for that. But counter argument view, of course, if we can get rid of those anti-tanks and secure them, that'd be pretty great for him and pretty terrible for Umirin. That is something to consider. But Umirin there slowly inching towards another Sherman EC8 here. Southern point claimed to the riflemen. Panther 3s are being slowly repaired here. Back at the base here, it's quiet for Delirious and Deutschland. As the storm continues to gather strength here. The rifleman with EC8 here moving on for the hill again. Brad Pitt leading the charge. And then stopping up because his contract states he's got a regulated lunch break right now. Union mandated even. Look, I don't make the rules, the union does. You need lobster? Yeah, union rules, man. Lobster. Anyways, Panther 3 driving up in the hill again to clash with EC8. Definitely a bit ambitious there by the Panther 3 crew. And they're quick to withdraw there to realise they got the smaller gun in the fight. Pack Freddy probably get supporting up north here. Bessier, though, launching an attack here on the beach victory point in the north. But Rav squad that's going to make it tough here for Delirious to really make the push through. EC8 being held dead here. Grenades are being chucked left and right here. And the Bessier, they're all forced back. Nice defense here by Umirin in the centre there. Bessier moving forwards. Anti-tanks now being hauled towards the hill. Even the beach actually wide open here for the Germans secure here. And there you go, by the 32-minute, 30-second mark here. Umirin's got his second Sherman EC8 out here. That said, he's not inflicting any heavy losses here on Delirious. So, Delirious starting for the tank remains still very, very possible. South here, Round Squad, they've been engaged with the Panzer 3 here. Veteran 2, second one further down south here, hiding behind the lighthouse. Anti-tank guns once we held southwards. First we gotta head up the hill, then we gotta head down the hill, then we gotta head up the hill. Goddamn, Commander, make up your mind. North here, Round Squad, grabbing the point here.
We're pinned here. Do something.
News there, suppressed, pinned down in by the MD-4 fort, the ace level. There you go, Panther spotting the EC8, then realising it's up against an EC8 and quickly holds out of there. In the south, Panzer P advancing the southern victory point there with a BA on hand and a flamethrower. Definitely a much more quiet match in some respects. I mean, obviously there's still action, but it's lost some of that sharp momentum again as the anti-tank on walls there on Delirious, on Umirin's side, slows down, you know, Delirious' advances, and he's got not quite an anti-tank on wall, but still like, you know, a couple of anti-tanks moving about here, making things tough as well there for Umirin just to charge in alongside those Panzer 3s. But now both players at full pop cap here. And of course, one other thing here, for honestly, for Delirious to consider would be not calling a Tiger tank in, but going for the Stukas. But there you go. Doesn't matter. He finally did that. He finds it in the southwards. He catches the anti-tank guns here. And that's the real danger spot now here for Umirin. As suddenly, again, his anti-tank guns, you know, once they get removed, he's going to have less support here. For these, he's going to have a much harder time halting the Panther 3s here. That is definitely dangerous. That said, the Bessier there being ripped apart by Shermans. Might even get a wipe here. That would be great for Umirin, and of course, quite a headache there for Delirious, but no, slips through his fingers there. Close call, though. Close call. Still got that Panzerbüchse lying about. But who needs a Panzerbüchse if you got a BAR anyways? So Lining up here, looks like your man's finally getting ready to drive ahead here. Realizing he can't afford to stall out much longer. Up north here, machine gun hits a man as it goes to the northern victory point. We got 248 versus 225 victory points wise. It's fairly closely between the two commanders. Sorry for talking too fast, actually. Sorry about that. So, southern drive here. We got the EC8s backed up into tank guns. Light infantry support here. Pack 38 stalling things up. I do think a mortar would honestly do a lot of good for your mind just to provide smoke screens to help support some of his advances, to help shut out some of the anti-tank guns during the fights. I think that'll allow your mind to make much more steady progress. North here, mine continues to go off here. A lot of mines. By the sound of it. On the south here by the beaches, actually. Going for the sun victory point. E6, they're blasting the buildings here. Houses collapse. As the Shermans just pulverize the buildings. And now we got here, Delirious lining up for flank against your mines. Sensing the opportunity, he goes for it here. Nice work here as your mines. All of his guns are signing around here. Of course, the smart move is to attack here where the guns are not pointing. Get the drop then, your mine. 2 thumbs to Delirious. That said, he's going to need more tanks to really make that work, and he currently doesn't. Of course, if he had the munitions, he could maybe use artillery counters. There's still the strafing run, though. Sadly, they don't seem to respond to that. In fact, he seems to withdraw here. Or perhaps he doesn't want to commit to this unless he's close to the Tiger tank, so in case he does suffer like heavy losses, he can quickly block in those losses with a Tiger tank. I mean, there's several possibilities. Meanwhile, there you go, your mind around for the beach is not going to flank up here, and suddenly, Delirious' flank here is in danger of getting flanked. Up north here, Panther Feast are catching the route squad here by the southern fuel point, by the landing zone here. There's a lot of like mind games here. Both players, I think, are basically trying to figure out what their opponent's possible moves might be so they can try and set up the correct counter choice here, counter decisions to that. So, probably a lot of simulated engagements in the heads of both players happening right now. Meanwhile, Pantherfish going for it again. Delirious clearly is looking to see if he can outmaneuver Umirin here. And yeah, I think by doing that, he's sort of starting to defend the flanks, and your mine's response is to withdraw here. Again, he's starting to get concerned about it. We got mines being laid down here. Well, the German mines didn't get finished, I don't know. Pack face them for bombarding here from atop the town into the side of the German east here. They almost got it. Really close call here. Nice work there by Delirious. Very nice work. He's almost got the resources of the Tiger tank. Almost there. It's populational where, just say, the bottleneck currently is here for Delirious. Not resources. EC8 there heavily damaged. Your man probably getting chewed out there by Brad Pitt's agent on that one. How could you let Brad Pitt's tank get hit so many times by the Germans, you idiot? I'll sue you if you don't sort that out. Anyway, southern point being grabbed with the Bezieri. Panzer Thieves bring up support. Are these they're falling back towards the base, near the ace level at least? Mines being prepared here. Definitely taking advantage of your mine not getting too hard focused in the south here, connected to fortify the north side. That's pretty good here for Delirious. More mines, of course, be good here at the same time. Again, if he's one step for the artillery cover, he can't lay down too many mines either. So that does create a few limitations here for Delirious. But your mine is definitely struggling a bit here. Delirious, I think, is handling the map quite well compared to your mine. He's outmaneuvering fair well here. Fair bit here, well. I was trying to say then, then mangling it all together into one slightly awkward sentence. So, your man really is like, find a way to wrest control back of the match right now, because currently he's more or less just dancing along here to Delirious' tune. Mine goes off as well here, lots of mines in fact. Panther gets shot off here. Bezieri advancing up the ace level. True heroes of Italy here, being pushed back though by the Sherman. Packs firing there, bouncing off the Sherman's frontal armor. In the south again, we got another Panther. He's definitely, again, constantly like just threatening flanks here. He's trying to, I think, just leave your mine as uncomfortable and stressed out as possible here, making it easier for your mine to then commit mistakes and then Delirious exploit those. So, some pretty high stakes mine games here between Delirious and Umirin. In the center, though, we got a massive scale engineer assault here. And there you go, calling in the artillery cover, hoping that Umirin won't be paying attention. We've got the orange smoke called in here. He's not paying attention. There we go, direct hit. Nope, by artillery coming out goes for a bit of mixed artillery barrage, just mix some mortars and howitzer shells. first wave, basically mortar, and then, like, you know, heavy stuff coming later.
The advantage is ours. Strike now.
We're just calling the mortar fire and the infantry, and then our houses in the arm out of the way. Caused quite a few losses there amongst the Umirin's engineers. EC8 says slightly clashing when the Panther Fleet falls them back. Again, nothing decisive, and now he can call in a third EC8.
More like it. Sherman easy.
Now Umirin really has that, shall I say, armored fist of democracy ready.
Someone get us out of here!
Can he utilize it? He needs to, like, again, get aggressive. He needs to, like, you know, seek a decisive engagement against Delirious. Though, of course, the problem is, of course, even if he does seek that, by now, there's going to be a Tiger tank very likely waiting for him on the receiving end. So the complications here are only increasing for Umirin. Of course, the question is Umirin aware of that possibility? Very likely, I'd say, very likely.
50 cal is up! Got the M1
South side, we got the Newsman Forge. In fact, his force is now composed
standing by.
largely of more engineers than of riflemen. Which I suppose does reflect what happened in some cases on the Western Front, actually, where they ran out of infantry at times, and so engineers were actually put to task of supporting the tanks,
Turn fire!
which in one case resulted in both the engineers and then the tank crews absconding once ran into German encounters and abandoning an entire tank company's worth there of Shermans to the Germans, and having doing Operation Nordwind in late 1944. And there we go. Got that Sherman EC flank in here. Very good. Seek and Destroy should be popped here. Still no Seek and Destroy, by the way. Definitely a slip here, considering like how much he wants to use all these, you know, armored moves here. The lack of Seek and Destroy here is a definite, I would say, flop here. There you go. Lots of bounces here. Driving 14. Panther Fleet's getting wrecked. Good push, but again, the lack of Seek and Destroy meant he took a lot more damage than was necessary, and could have taken out these tanks much faster, and then cleared out the anti-tank guns faster. So there's definitely, I think, a strategic error here by Umirin. And now, of course, the Tiger tanks arrived. The Sherman there is about to get cooked up. Down it goes. Left ablaze here. And of course, Brad Pitt jumped from one Sherman to the other one, as his contract stipulates he can.
Points remain. We're cutting it close.
So we got less than 100 points left here, and Delirious, of course, now really exploiting here this engagement going south for Delirious again due to lack of Seek and Destroy. Titan advancing, trying to run off the German anti-tank, and just sees him slam down for the might of Deutschland. It's 8 hitting on the shell there, completely crumpling them. In the south, the lone EC8 withdrawing here, Bessier being ripped apart here. Things are intensifying. The German army is rolling ahead here, well supported by Italian infantry. American troops are getting blasted here by the Panther Fleet. EC8 going in here. Tiger tank rumbling forward from the north side here. Going for that Panther Fleet with the EC8. He's almost got it. Still no Seek and Destroy though here. Almost got the Panther Fleet here with the EC8. Where to go for Seek and Destroy, could probably hunt it down, but oh well. South side here as Sonya's force back, flanking up the city behind the MD-34. He wants to get that point back. Makes sense. Needs to stop the bleeding here inflicted on him by the Germans. North here, Tiger tank withdrawing a bit here. Certainly a strong start for that one. And close to Veterans 1 already. Supporting a Panther in advance here.
We're losing it.
Got the Rad Squad's got the assault units ready. Tiger tank advances there. Part of the 4th Schwerer Panzerabteilung, which was also the only heavy tank detachment to fight in Italy, as most others got sent either to the Western Front or the Eastern Front. Almost got the assault units there with a slam there from the Kampfwagenkanone 36, I believe it was called there. Good shot on the Rad Squad here. Anti-tank guns there bouncing off the Tiger tank's frontal armor there. Which was basically the 36 was reference to the Flak 36, as the gun was basically definitely. It was, I think, actually a slightly shorter version of that gun there, not quite as long.
Reports of enemy movement.
South side, you've got Bessier moving forwards here. We've got Tiller called in here. A frantic, desperate attempt here by Umirin to halt him from going that point, to buy more time for more Shermans. But that's it. There's like 3 very eager Bessier squads by the southern point here, ready to storm that victory point here. And the artillery can only buy him so much time. In particular, say Delirious just moves a Tiger tank in to assist.
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
So there you go. Now they're storming that victory point here, and the riflemen just are not in a great position against that many Italians with that many guns. Tiger tank south, it's got the Panther moving up. We got a fresh one out here for Delirious. The south side is opening. He actually retreats here. Interesting. Then again, I guess there's no need to risk it when he's got so many victory points and he's got a Tiger tank inbound anyways there. Back to Delirious and Deutschland. Bravo score there takes a devastating hit from the Titan, which also unlocks the S9 launchers, which are only available on very early Tiger tanks, based on the ones used in North Africa and in early parts of the Eastern Front. They would quickly remove them. They did briefly try not on some of the later Panzer III models, specifically the Model N, but even that didn't see much over there. Go easy flanking up here. Exploring the fact that those Dats out of denuded his northern front to flank up behind him. Catch one of the Panther IIIs in a bit of a crossfire here. Excellent work. We got the Luftwaffe called in, trying to hold the EC8 here. Got the Panther III. A good kill there for Umirin. And since we caught here by the machine gun in the air, Tiger tank crumbles one of the crews here. Now to the EC8 here. Brad Pitt is caught in a crossfire. His sidearm exposed here. Tiger tank's almost got it. And there we go. That's another EC8 down to the Tiger tank. Engineers wiped out in the south here. Panzer Pioneer, that's their assault engineers. Looking pretty bad now for Umirin. He's lost all of his tanks. Again. And his opponent now has a Tiger tank, which is near Vector 2. He's got tanks aplenty. And crucially, well, he doesn't. His anti-tank's also suffering quite a bit there. They did manage to hold off one of the German ones. If there's like one potential use for Delirious, actually is a bit short in infantry now. That could be a way maybe if Delirious win through this. Maybe. But even that, like, you know, is a bit tough on impotence. He could just call in more Bessieri. He'd go for assault grenadiers. So yeah, fierce fighting all over the place. Tiger tank withdrawing for now. Not too keen on duking out more with the Americans here. Up north here, the fighting intensifies as we got artillery called in to force away the Italian troops here. Note the way he's using the anti-Panther fleet to draw away fire from the Tiger tank. There you go. Anti-tank and crews are being crushed here as the Tiger tank just fires away there. Looking pretty horrid here now for Umirin. This is looking largely decent. Still got more anti-tank guns now, though. Franklin's side of the Tiger tank shots, though, bouncing off the 80mm of armor there. And 100mm on the front there. Sidearm of the Tiger tank by was 80mm of basically the frontal armor of the Panther 4 there. Withdrawing the Tiger tank here. Got the other anti-tank crew here.
We have vehicles available in reserve.
It's looking pretty bad for Umirin. Pretty bad. Another Panther 3 ready here for Delirious and Deutschland. They probably could have just called in a Panther 4 assault group or the Stuka assault group here, honestly. Anti-tank is withdrawing. And go wrecking the anti-tankers entirely.
Our capture point is being
We got 166 versus 47. North here, counter-taking the raft squads up north. We got 162 versus 47. Assault engineers there. Now with the MD-34, they're facing as well. They are getting, well, not very nice things done to them. Tiger tank taking damage, but obviously the crew's probably having a great time. Look at all these American shots bouncing. Yeah. So hilarious to see them try knocking us out. And there you go. There you go. GG. Game over. And pretty much all of his infantry is dead there. So there you go. A fierce back and forth fight here. With Panther 3s, Tigers, Chaffies, Greyhounds. All the goods, a lot of back and forth action here. Several times the things were close, but ultimately either side wasn't quite able to close out there early in the match. That's a new thing for your mind. One of the major issues was just he didn't use Seek and Destroy. It's a really good blitzkrieg ability for all intents and purposes. I feel like his inability to use that really cost him at several crucial moments there. Plus, maybe more attempts to help deal with the anti-tank gun lines. They could have been great, and of course, at the same time, Delirious could have benefited from more of his own, or like infantry gun. Maybe Stukas was to counter, you know, Umirin's anti-tank gun lines. But still, quite an exciting fight here. So, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Tell a friend, tell a family, but not your enemies. And as always, you can support the Propagandacast by donating or pledge on Patreon. Links in the description. This is Imperial Links. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.